Sure. Well, I think my question is important because a prosecutor sometimes might end up in the state Supreme Court or one day, who knows, in the U.S. Supreme Court. So it's important to know, as an individual, if you believe that human life begins at conception and therefore deserves protection under the Bill of Rights.
I'm not being argumentative with you at all. I follow the law as it is in the state of Arkansas right now, which is viability, and that as a prosecutor, regardless of your convictions and beliefs, you have to follow the law. I have white-knuckled some cases. What I mean by that is there have been some cases that I've prosecuted that I may not have necessarily believed in the law. I've done all the way from harassment, finger-flipping cases, you name it. I've had to do those. And I have to follow the law. And the law right now is viability, and that is my position.
Thank you.
I actually would disagree with that slightly. I do believe life begins at conception. I think there are two different issues there. Viability really refers to the whole cases that deal with abortion that come down from the Supreme Court. The Arkansas Criminal Code would treat any killing of a human life from conception forward as murder in the Arkansas Code. So the Arkansas Code says that a human is defined as anything post-conception. So, for example, if a person were to murder a pregnant mother, they could be charged with two separate crimes, two separate acts of homicide. So I am pro-life, and I believe that it is relevant to the prosecutor's office in that it can sometimes come into play if you have a 20-week-old baby that is murdered in his mother's womb. Recently, this was in the news. I think if you remember the gentleman who was executed in the state of Ohio. It was a big hullabaloo about the execution procedure. He, in that case, had committed two murders. One was the mom, the other was the unborn child in her womb. So I am pro-life, and I do believe life begins at conception. And if that ever comes up, that's my view of it.
I think I stated, but I do believe life begins at conception and should be protected.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I guess really this would just be to the representative. Jan, I don't really know if on the private option, I mean, I know that that Mike has given his opinion. How would you have handled the private option in this last legislative session from last year in approving it and this year of approving the funding?
I am unusual in terms of the candidates in Benton County in that I am not against the private option. And I word that carefully because I don't want to make out that I am gung-ho for the private option either. But in the last session, I would have voted for it. And the reason I don't want to say that I'm for it is because it's evolving. And as we get to the next session, it may not be the best option that's out there. I think that everybody should walk into the legislature with an open mind and evaluate the options that are on the table at the time, try and come up with as many creative solutions as they can, and evaluate at that time. And I'm not going to close my mind off to one or the other, but if you ask how I would have voted, I actually would have voted in favor of it.
Okay, right. I mean, Mike, I know that you pretty much said you'd vote against it.
Yes, my evaluation is not the best policy for Arkansas and continues to not be the best policy for Arkansas.
Thank you both.
If there will come a vote about rejecting the lottery in the state, what will be your personal opinion?
Rejecting the lottery in the state? That's a difficult one. The people have voted for it, so you've got to respect what they want to do. However, it's my understanding that the lottery really isn't putting as much money into the scholarship program as we had hoped it would. That I think only 20% of the proceeds actually go into the scholarship program. And I think that that was what sold it to the people in the first place. So I think the answer to that would be, I don't have a direct answer for it. I don't know which way I would go on it. I would have to look at the data behind it and find out how much money is actually going into it and what alternatives we have. And frankly, what the people want to do with it, because that was voted by them.
I will say that I personally do not like the lottery, but again, since the people did vote for it, I'd be hesitant just to say I'd get rid of it, although, again, for getting diminishing returns, I don't think it's a long-term solution at all. And I'm concerned, when I lived a few years in Texas, they instituted a lottery there, and I worked at a place where I'd see people come in buying lottery tickets who I